don't know what to say.
Oh, that was the intro for this week. I don't know what to say. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Supplement Engineer channel. Robert and Sandy back with another weekly live Q&A. Hello to all of you out there. If you have any questions, feel free to post up any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart aleck remarks, or cocktail concoctions in the comments section. We'll get to anything and everything over the course of the next 2 hours. And always, thank you for joining us. How are you, hon?
We got stuff to talk about. I'll tell you, I'm not so great. For a couple of reasons.
How's the nose? We'll talk about the nose first.
Let's just talk about how the fact that last Sunday, Robert and I were in bed. Oh, no, I'm just joking. Like, we were in bed and we rotated positions and I moved up at the exact moment that he flipped his head back, and the back of his skull, which I don't know if you know, it's huge and it's hard. The back of his skull popped me in the face and I was going forward. So it was like a this, and I heard a pop and he heard a pop. And I was like, my nose. And it was literally, I was like, tomorrow's picture day. Tomorrow's picture day. Okay.
That was last Sunday. That wasn't 3 days ago.
That was like yeah, that's why today is so important. That was last Sunday. And all last week I had like recurring headaches because it would hurt when the sinuses got bad. It's like it would hurt my nasal cavity and give me pressure where my nose was already tender. And then it was finally starting to feel better today. And then do you know what happened? I was going to my faculty lounge with a door that's pretty heavy. So it's a push door. So you got to push real hard. Well, I didn't know that the door was broken and that the handle would go down, but it was locked. So I'm walking full speed ahead and I go to open the door and I walk and I punched myself in the nose again. And I was like, wah! Like again. In the same, it was just starting to heal. And I know it's on video camera. I specifically was like, can I get footage at 12:34 p.m. when I walked my face to the freaking door?
You sent it.
I sent it to Liz, and she knows that today we got birthday treats for October birthdays, and we got tiny pies, and I ate a chocolate cream pie and a lemon meringue. She's like, did you beat your face on the door trying to get tiny pies? I was like, no, I got those earlier.
Yeah. What's going on, Lucas from Booster Biology? How are you doing, sir?
I'm just saying my nose hurts. Okay, so we can get into this later, but I got the headache, y'all. My students were like, do you have a concussion? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe.
We'll see. We'll take you to the ER doc you want to, and we can get you a CT scan and everything.
I mean, it hurts all up here, and it's nauseous. Whatever, it's fine.
You'll be fine. I mean,
I had ice on my face.
This is indestructible. You could take a sledgehammer to it and it'd be fine.
I probably broke it in I probably fixed it.
Anyway, first major item on the agenda today.
Overtime
V3 from Apollon Nutrition has released. So to give you guys a little bit of a view of the progression, this was V1. So from Apollon Nutrition, at the time, it was Anarchy Labs, which was a sister company of Apollon. So this was the original iteration of Overtime.
The original.
Version 2.
I like that look better.
Yeah, this is the traditional Apollon logo when they transported it over. Just landed.
Oh,
I think we got the first bottle out.
Wait, I like the background. It makes me feel smart.
Look at all of
See the background? No, you can't see it. There, do you see it? It looks like neurons firing.
Yeah. Super, super sexy label. Apollon's really been doing some cool stuff with their labels. They've got a new, I guess I can't say yet, but it's coming soon. The label on that, the one I showed you the other day.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, it does have cool labeling.
It does have cool labeling.
Powerful.
So thank you to Robbie, Caroline, and the rest of the Apollon crew for sending this out to us. Some slight differences between V3 and V2. We're going to kind of go over all of this. This is kind of like a product breakdown, since this is, I think, going to be we're one of the first people to get our hands on the Overtime
I tried it today.
You had a half serving of it today. Everybody knows my love and affinity for Overtime. It was one of the first collaborations Robbie and I had together where I had some input on the formula and kind of putting everything together.
So I'm having some of your handiwork.
This has a special place in my heart. I love this product. Its standard supplement stack of mine is half a serving of Overtime with a full scoop of Bare Knuckle, which is the Apollon stem-free pre-workout. Lots of good overlap and complementary ingredients in there.
Complementary, that's a math term.
There it is. All right, so major highlights. Full serving, 8 capsules per full serving, and you're getting 510 milligrams of caffeine.
It's a lot.
Total. So that's a lot, but it's broken up between
fast-acting and slow-acting?
Yes, exactly. So you get 300 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous in a full serving, backed up by 267 milligrams of dicaffeine malate. That's 75% actual caffeine yield. So you're getting some fast-acting caffeine there. You're getting some slow-acting caffeine to kind of help you stay and help you go into overtime. There you go. I know.
This is the name of the product.
Okay, so we're going to run down the list. So we have full serving facts for all of this.
Okay.
And an 8-capsule full serving dose. 2,000 milligrams of L-tyrosine, an amino acid that serves as a building block for dopamine.
For happiness.
Yes, dopamine is mood, motivation, motor control, decision making, also helps with athletic performance. And there's some studies showing that long-term endurance exercise actually depletes dopamine levels in the brain. So that also corresponds with a sustained elevation in serotonin. So that's part of where the central fatigue factor comes in. So if you're engaged in very strenuous activities, supplementing with tyrosine can help maintain higher levels of dopamine. So you get longer lasting mood, motivation, focus, aggression.
So if I'm going on a marathon run, I would probably not be happy afterwards.
Not really, unless you're supplementing with
supplementing with some other action.
Yeah. We've got 750 milligrams of lion's mane. So here's a big difference between V3 and V2. There's 600 milligrams of lion's mane in V2, 750 milligrams of lion's mane in V3. So 250 milligrams more. You all know lion's mane is one of my favorite medicinal mushrooms.
I like it.
It's got a whole bunch of fun polysaccharides in it that stimulate nerve growth factor in the brain, which is a brain protein that's responsible for the growth, development, and survival of neurons. It helps all kinds of good stuff. So I take between 1 and 3 grams of the fruiting body powder every day, just outside of whatever other supplements I'm taking. And so this is the fruiting body as well, not the mycelium, the fruiting body, which has got a little bit different ratio than the mycelium does.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Solid dose of that there. And lion's mane is an ingredient you kind of want to take every day. It's got cumulative and additive benefits.
That's good to know, guys. Yeah. You can't like overdo it on lion's mane.
I mean, the lone human studies that have been done on it have maxed out around 3 grams per day of it, and they baked it in a little cookie, so they had lion's mane cookies that they were using it in.
When you say maxed out, though, did anything happen?
No, beyond that, no.
Nobody's done testing on after that. Got it.
Correct, yeah. To this date, 3 grams has been the most done in humans as of this publication of this video. We also have 750 milligrams of phenylethylamine, which is PEA, very fast-acting compound. It's got a half-life of about somewhere between like 5 to 15 minutes. PEA is a central nervous system stimulant. Also boosts levels of happiness, feel good. So it gives you a burst of like motivation, excitement.
You're feeling good right when you take it.
Right. The problem is that it's got a really short half-life.
I was about to say 15 minutes is pretty short half-life.
Yeah, it gives you like that initial spark, but then it kind of waits. But we've got
you can feel it right away.
Correct.
I get it.
We've got some complementary ingredients in here to help with that. Though we've got 300 milligrams of Urea gerensis extract, standardized for N-phenyl dimethylamine, which is another PEA-like alkaloid.
Okay.
So that's going to help extend and prolong the happiness and euphoria effects. In addition to that, we've also got 75 milligrams of hordenine, which was not found in V2 of overtime. So hordenine is a alkaloid that you can find in barley and a few other plant extracts. It acts as an MAO inhibitor. So MAO is the enzyme that degrades PEA and a couple of the other catecholamines in the body.
By stopping it, I'm helping my PEA.
Bingo, exactly. So the hordenine in combination with the Urea gerensis and the PEA leads to longer lasting euphoria and all that. Lots of energy, lots of euphoria.
Who doesn't want to be happy all the time?
Correct. We've already touched on the caffeine, the dicaffeine malate. We also have 300 milligrams of rhodiola rosea root, which is another favorite adaptogen of mine. That's a good thing to like. I like that in the afternoons where I'm typically don't want to have any more coffee. I don't feel like I need more caffeine in my system necessarily, but it's just something to kind of like flick the lights on and give it like a little boost for like energy without the caffeine and stimulatory qualities. Rhodiola kind of does that for me. It's like sometimes you can use certain adaptogens like ashwagandha or something like that. Ashwagandha for me personally is very calming. Rhodiola, on the other hand, kind of picks me up and gives me a little bit of a neural charge. It's got some pretty decent evidence for anti-fatigue benefits, especially like for endurance exercise and just anti-stress benefits as well.
Okay.
So helps clear out the cobwebs, energizes the brain, gets you going.
Let's do this.
It also has some serotonergic activity and mild acetylcholinesterase inhibition effects as well. Well, serotonin will make you feel happy. Oh. Acetylcholinesterase inhibition, so acetylcholine, which we'll get into, is the main learning neurotransmitter in the brain. So acetylcholine is responsible. It's called the learning neurotransmitter, but it also affects mind-muscle connection too.
That makes sense.
Yes. So to support acetylcholine release in here, we've got 600 milligrams of alpha GPC 50%. So that would be a 300 milligram yield of alpha GPC. With that, so you're going to have rhodiola inhibiting the breakdown of acetylcholine, while alpha GPC is increasing the substrates that are promoting and increasing acetylcholine release in the brain.
Got it.
Further supporting that, we've also got 30 milligrams of Nupept, which is a synthetic relative of piracetam, the original nootropic from way back in the day. NuPept is awesome for a number of reasons. It increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor and nerve growth factor, which are two of those brain proteins that
are good for you.
Right, for the growth, survival, maintenance of neurons.
Got it.
It also increases acetylcholine signaling in the brain, so it ramps up acetylcholine firing in the brain. So one of the problems with these these cholinergic compounds, if you don't provide enough substrate and you just take a bunch of like NuPept or some of these other things, you can get choline depletion to where you either get headaches, brain fog, tiredness, feel weird. So
opposite of what you're looking for.
Correct. So by supplementing with the alpha GPC in there, you're going to have higher levels of acetylcholine to complement the ramped up acetylcholine usage from NuPept, and you're also going to help it stay around longer with some of the acetylcholinesterase inhibition properties of rhodiola. So there's a lot of complementary and synergistic actions that we got going on here. In addition to that, we have 100 milligrams of coffee berry, which is also neurofactor, which we've talked about a bunch of times on the channel. It's a coffee fruit extract that's been shown to ramp up brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, release in the brain. I love it. It's one of my favorite non-stimulatory nootropic ingredients.
Sounds wonderful.
There is a full
dose in here?
2,000, 3,000 word article on the Supplement Engineer blog about all things you want to know about neurofactor.
Who doesn't love neurofactor?
When I take this anecdotally, I get a very ramping up of the neural firing, the neural charging that goes on in my brain.
You're ready to focus and do something intelligent.
So you can feel a definite switching on of stuff there.
How long does it last?
Half-life, I don't know. The studies measured BDNF levels, I believe, up to 3 hours post-ingestion.
That's good.
Yeah. So I really like the ingredient. It's another great afternoon nootropic if you don't want to have any more caffeine or in your system or anything like that. You take that and just rhodiola by itself and maybe some tyrosine, you're set for a really good afternoon productivity. But you notice how we're layering different things.
I definitely noticed that you're doing that. You're hitting it from you're like a general.
Yeah, we got lion's mane that's hitting nerve growth factor.
Yeah.
We've got
something that's stopping it's inhibiting something breaking down.
Well, yeah, but for these, we're hitting different brain proteins that are ramping up the survival and creation of neurons in there.
I'm with you.
Lion's mane is for nerve growth factor. Coffee berry or neurofactor is for BDNF. And then NuPept is also ramping up the production of those as well. So that's where you're going to get your brain's going to feel like it's on fire at this point. We're going with this. We've got 20 milligrams of vinpocetine, which is going to increase cerebral blood flow. So you're going to increase oxygen nutrient transport, which will help with overall ATP production, focus, mental clarity. And finally, we've got 1.5 milligrams of rowalskine, so alpha-yohimbine, which is just going to be another potency and a stimulant. Kick everything into gear, give you some of that aggression, motivation, desire to get out there and go after it.
Okay, well, I can say that I took it today. Can we talk?
Yeah, we're good.
I took it this morning, and I needed to get my act together, and I did. I was focused the entire morning. I just want to say, I was happy all morning, and even when I smashed my face into the door, I wasn't as angry as I really think I should be. I was laughing about it right after, so...
It put you in a good mood even after you smashed it.
Because that was at 12:30 and I took the stuff at 7. So I feel like I'm still happier than I should be.
Yeah. And one thing we should say is that 8 capsules is a lot for some people to take. 500 milligrams of caffeine might be a lot for some people to take. Not everybody. Some people can handle 500 milligrams of caffeine plus all the other stuff we got going on here. Not have any issues. Maybe you don't need that much. Maybe you don't want that much. You're still going to get a fairly loaded dose because even at 4 grams, you're still getting 1,000 milligrams of tyrosine, 300 milligrams of 50% alpha GPC, plus all the other stuff that's in there. So uses, you could use this as a pre-workout. If you want to really just a super focus heavy pre-workout, you can use it as that.
I like those.
The original idea for this was to come up with a supplement that could fuel you while you just wanted to go out and have a crazy night with the gang at a
and remember it later.
And remember it later, yes. So you wanted to do that to just keep energized without having to guzzle a bunch of energy drinks and do all the other goofy stuff that you would do at a bar or a night out on the town. So you can do it there. Increased overall productivity, and you can stagger the dosage. You don't have to take all 8 caps in the morning. You could take 4 in the morning and then 2 after lunch, or take 4 in the morning and 4 at lunch, or you could take 6 and 2. It's very versatile.
If you know you have a rough day where you're going to need to mentally be aware, this is good in the morning.
Yeah. I really like this.
And then you can take it in the afternoon if you need it.
My personal favorite way to use this is 4 caps
in the morning. In
the morning with the non-stim bare knuckle pre-workout, and then I feel very rarely have I needed to use all 8 caps in a day. I can probably count on the hands the times that I've used a full serving of this, just because.
So that's more
the 4 caps in the morning,
effective too.
You're good to go, or half serving in the morning. that gets me going well into the afternoon
Yeah,
workday.
me too.
So
I'm still good.
Yeah. Do you have any questions about any of the ingredients or anything that I touched on?
I don't think so.
Okay. But yeah, if you guys are looking for that, Apollon always doses everything extremely well. Very, very high energy, long-lasting energy.
Yeah, but not shaky energy.
No, I've never
I was
felt
just
jittery
super
on this.
focused.
Well, and that's one of the reasons we've got rhodiola in there, is that it kind of helps balance things out in tyrosine. A lot of the times when you crash off of these super high stim pre-workouts, it can be due to a couple of things, like depletion of neurotransmitters, depletion of B vitamins, just overstimulation. So we've got the tyrosine in there to help combat that. We've got the rhodiola to help kind of even things out. Plus, we're also doing the sustained caffeine release between the caffeine anhydrous and the dicaffeine malate to kind of give you this kind of comprehensive energy focused productivity experience there.
Well, I was happy with it.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to leave them in the comments below.
Let's do it. All right. So let's see. We got some comments. We haven't looked at any comments. I'm sorry. We were big screen, so we couldn't see you.
There we go. Lucas. What's up, Lucas? How are you? Keep it back. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. You keep
y'all
doing the
are
same
nice.
thing.
Hey.
How are you? Boom. Chris, what's going on? OG Overtime was, So
yeah.
I got some.
Did you? Okay.
Well,
interesting.
Here's the original caps were yellow. The two caps were black and red.
I'm not going to lie. I still have a headache. For when I pop myself in the nose.
And the new caps are blue and white. So, yeah.
Super exciting.
Yes.
Okay, so anywho's.
My nose has always been slightly crooked. I counteract that by telling you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I'm telling you right now, I wonder if we had before and after shots. Like, right here is where it hurts really bad. And I swear I've popped it twice now within a week and a half. So here we go.
Give me that V3.
Do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lines, man.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
And the thing is that, I mean, I know that it's like an eight pill serving, but I'm thinking about if you only take 4, I feel like you're getting more money's worth. I feel like you're getting more money worth.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there. Sandy, your hair looks amazing.
Brooke, you're so sweet. You're so good. I need to wash it. That's the truth. So I'm just going to take the compliment. I probably shouldn't have told you that secret as to why it looks so good. It's because it's like it hasn't been washed and like it's good.
Any NAC news?
Any NAC news?
NAC, yeah, NAC.
I know. I don't know how to say it because I always say N-acetyl. I don't know how to say it. But I know what it is because it's the salty stuff you give me when we're about to go drink alcohol.
And afterwards, yes. From what I've heard, no. I mean, it's still being sold out there. We still got more tubs of it. I was talking to Mark over at NutriBio last week. He hadn't mentioned anything about that. Like creatine prices are still absurd and hard to come by. Whey protein is going up, but he didn't mention anything to me about NAC. And they manufacture their own stuff, and he manufactures his own NAC supplements. So, for as far as that goes, no, it's still around. If you know where to look, it's still around.
All right, let's see.
Question. A guy at work brought this up.
Let's see.
Casein, isolate, whey. Does the intake time vary that much between them? Hopefully that makes sense.
Do you understand?
Yeah. So I'm assuming they're talking about, is there an optimal time to take these protein sources? And we're going to assume this is in terms of overall muscle building, muscle recovery, athletic performance kind of thing. All right. So big picture idea, consume enough total protein each day. So if you're 150 pounds, aim to consume 150 grams of protein. That's
got it.
Okay. Then we can kind of get into the layer. So if you're not consuming enough protein each day as it is, forget everything else I'm about to say. Focus on the big picture.
Big picture.
Yeah. Eat your protein, get enough protein, space it out between 3 and 5 meals a day if possible. Okay. If you're on a shift work and you can only eat twice a day, well then that's going to be a lot of protein.
That's a lot of protein in one sitting.
Then you're going to want protein shakes. So ideally, you want to have a protein feeding every kind of 4 to 5 hours, just because that helps you. The pulsatility of protein is better than just having like one massive bolus dose only one time a day.
The pulsatility. What did you say?
Pulsatility.
What? Pulsatility?
Yeah.
God, you're funny. Okay, go ahead.
So it's basically
Robert's just fancy. No, we all understood context.
Yeah, kind of like EKG.
I've just never heard that word before.
You want to pulse your protein doses. You don't want to just like gorge all at like one day of a week. Okay.
How do I know if I'm doing it sporadically? Sorry.
Set a timer on your watch every 4 hours and 57 minutes.
No, you're good.
That protein shake.
You're good.
Okay. Second thing. All right. So we've got big picture idea. Consume enough protein. Second, you're
Don't. I'm very sensitive, okay? Don't hit me in the face, please.
Okay. Then we can start looking at breaking out protein across the day. So every 4 to 5 hours, you want to have a quality protein feeding of some kind of quality protein source, somewhere in like the 25 to 40 gram range, depending on body size, how many meals you're eating, and all that.
Yeah, didn't you say it's like not worth it to eat more than 60 or something like for the average, something for me? I said something about, oh, should I get more protein? You're like, Sandy, you already have 40 grams of protein at this meal. You don't really need more than that. 60 wouldn't do anything special for you. So is that why you're saying you need to like space it out for my body size?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have a finite amount that you can use per given time. Now, it doesn't mean it goes to waste. Your body will find other uses for those amino acids in the protein. It's not like your body digests 25 grams of protein and shits out the rest. It doesn't work like that. It absorbs all the amino acids and will convert them and utilize them for other things in the body, other kind of tissue repair, cell repair. Optimal. Yeah, especially we're talking about in the muscle growth and repair.
Right, we want optimal. Okay, got it.
So 25 to 40 grams of protein per feeding, spaced out, 4 to 5 times a day. Casein is a very slow digesting. So milk has 2 types of protein: whey protein, casein protein. Whey is very fast digesting and high in leucine. Casein is very slow digesting. So casein will get, if you're taking a pure whey protein, it'll probably be cleared out of your system in like an hour or 2.
So like if I'm eating cottage cheese?
Cottage cheese is like the 6, 7, 8 hour release because cottage cheese is casein protein.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why bodybuilders.
I thought it was whey. I thought it was curds and whey.
Well, yeah, the curds are the cottage cheese.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. So, you lost my.
Sorry.
This is why we don't interrupt.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Oh my gosh, you were talking about slow digesting and fast digesting.
Okay, so whey, very quick spike, goes through the digestive system really fast. That's both its strength and its weakness. Provides a very rapid, acute pulse, spike in amino acids in the bloodstream, but they're also cleared out quicker. Whereas casein is digested more slowly, but it does a more sustained release of amino acids into the bloodstream. This is why you see a lot of protein powders, or some of them, just like Apollon's does this, and a few other companies do a protein blend where it is a mixture of isolate and casein. So you take advantage of a more well-rounded protein distribution. So you get that initial spike from the leucine content, but you also get the slow digestion, sustained amino acid release of casein. Yeah. And there's a couple of studies out there showing that head-to-head blends outperform pure whey protein shakes, just kind of on a one-on-one basis. And the researchers are hinting at that it's probably due to the sustained release of amino acids. You just have a higher anabolic state for longer. That makes sense. More or less. Big picture ideas, does it really matter if you have your isolate protein as your post-workout shake and your casein protein right before bed? For the average person, no, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you really want to get down into the nitty-gritty, yes. You could, like you're a bodybuilder that's getting ready to step on the Olympia stage, you might want to have cottage cheese or casein before bed. You might want to have the isolate shake immediately after you finish training. For the average Jimmy Joes and Janes like us and you guys listening into this, worry first and foremost about that, because they've also done a couple of studies where they did like a post-workout protein shake of casein versus a post-workout protein shake of whey. No difference. That makes sense. In that. And they've had other studies where it shows that whey was superior. So there's a lot of... it's ticky-tacky. Yeah, it's equivocal at best at this. Okay. So if you want to, if it jives with your lifestyle that you like having casein before bed because it's thicker, it's more filling, and helps keep you full through the night, go for it. Casein tastes better. Am I the only one that thinks that all casein protein powders taste better? Well, they're nice and thick. Some people don't like that super thick sludge like in a shake if you're going to have it right after post-workout. Some people want something very light and easy digesting. Okay, I guess. But if I want like chocolate, I want some casein. Yeah. CDP too expensive. Ben Arden, I'm assuming in referring to overtime. I'm a fan of CDP choline. Robbie is more of a fan of alpha GPC. Do they do the same thing? We've used alpha GPC in the previous versions of overtime, and so we kept it consistent with this. It just comes, it's like 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Which one do you respond to best? Which one do you like more? And I believe right now with current market pricing, alpha GPC is a little bit cheaper than CDP, but they're still, both of them are pretty freaking expensive, compared to something like choline bitartrate or choline citrate. I like CDP choline because the CDP, the cytidine component, converts to uridine, so it's kind of like a 2-for-1, 2-in-1 nootropic there. So you get uridine, which supports dopamine receptor, it upregulates dopamine receptor availability in the brain, plus you're getting the choline there. But to be fair, alpha GPC has a higher content of choline than CDP choline does. CDP choline is only 18% choline. Alpha GPC is 40% choline or 41% choline, something like that. So, and then you get the phospholipids from the alpha GPC, the front half of that. So there's benefits to the phospholipids there as well. That's part of the alpha GPC components. Me preferably, I just notice more of like that neural charging effect that I was talking about with lion's mane and coffee berry or neurofactor. I get that same kind of feeling with CDP choline. I typically don't get that as much with alpha GPC.
Okay.
CDP choline's also got some data on it showing that it increases ATP production in the brain. That study hasn't been replicated yet with alpha GPC. That's not saying it doesn't do that, but we just don't have any data.
We don't have any data.
So
run a study and tell us.
Yeah. Also, saw you talking about Morphogen on bird rice. I love the Nutrigen. Yeah, we had a question about what did we think of a particular green supplement. The particular green supplement in question was $54. Morphogen's was 3 times the scoop and $8 cheaper. So I said, I don't buy into greens much anyway, but if you're going to do greens, go for the Morphogen one.
Interesting.
Yeah. I actually got some NAC from NutriBio. I believe in the health. Yes. 600, 1200, 1800 milligrams of NAC per day.
Yeah. You know what else I do is I do the immune supplement boost. What is that? I feel bad because but I take it every day. I don't know if that's still is that a thing? The immune supplements.
Mm-hmm.
I take that every day. It's like 7 pills that I take every day.
Yeah,
I'm a teacher and the weather is getting cold and I just got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're using Apollon's resistance right
I
now.
am. I'm using, and I did it all last year. And I never got sick. And I taught live with children every day.
Ben, Brooke, bulk supplements and NutriCost are cheap for big buys like NAC for myself. Yep. That's where I get our creatine and I got our NAC from there. I've gotten bulk CDP capsule from there. I get our bulk reishi mushroom powder from there and lion's mane. And no, I'm not sponsored by NutriCost, though I feel like I should be as much as I.
Yeah, our pantry. Yeah.
It's full of like the little blue tops and the white bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, NutriCost, good stuff. Thanks, Ben. So this begs the question, does it matter the type of protein as long as you hit your daily goal?
That's a good question. Like protein coming from fish, protein coming from meat, protein coming from yogurts, protein coming from quinoa and non-meat. Like, does any of it matter if you have enough?
Yes, to a slight degree. So you want to veer on the sides of...
Just say it. You want to say meat, don't you?
No. I'm going to say high-quality protein sources, complete protein sources. So most vegan protein sources, so beans,
have
rice,
to supplement
quinoa,
with another.
Yeah, you have to combine different foods to focus. You have to combine different foods to make sure you're getting a complete amino acid profile because more often than not,
is that right?
Plant proteins are deficient in one or more of the essential amino acids, typically leucine and lysine, and methionine, I think, too. So that's why you see combinations like peanut butter and jelly sandwich, beans and rice, lentils and rice, all of those kind of things. Yeah, the protein does matter, and you typically want a variety because chicken will have a little bit different amino acid profile than steak, than fish, than shrimp, something like that. They're all complete proteins, but
I try to change it up.
But how much you're getting there, and there is some credence to that. If you only eat like certain type of protein, like you only eat one type of protein the whole day, that'll eventually lead to some kind of sensitivity.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. All the people that are like, I'm gluten sensitive. I'm like, you're gluten sensitive because you stopped eating gluten for so long that now you're gluten sensitive. Like if you stop eating certain things for too long, or if you only eat certain things for too long, your body's like, ugh, ugh. So I don't know if that necessarily means it's bad.
No.
Is that bad? Wait, that's actually a good question. If you take away something forever, for a really long time, and then you go back to it, and you've developed an insensitivity, does that mean that that thing was never good for you to begin with?
Not necessarily.
Is it possible to create an insensitivity to something that was good for you? And if so, then why did your body create an insensitivity to it?
Well, yeah, because it's a disruption in the gut microbiome.
Oh, okay.
Most likely, you're deficient in an enzyme or a bacteria that is responsible for fermenting and digesting those foods.
Okay.
It could be that. Unless you actually have like an autoimmune condition to those things, where like celiac, where you.
No, that's a thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's an autoimmune condition. That's not like I just have a little tummy ache when I drink some milk.
When I lay off beans for a while and then I eat them again, I get really gassy. But then when I eat beans all the time, I'm fine.
Right. Yeah, you're ramping up those bacteria and all the other good stuff that helps break down those complex fibers and all the other.
You know, the Pythagoreans didn't like beans.
They were onto something.
I love beans.
Yeah, I would say as long as you're getting. So if you just consume 150 grams of protein from rice protein, you're going to be deficient in some of the essential amino acids there, which this brings into the utility BCAA supplements and essential amino acid supplements. If you're going strictly vegan and you're not doing it the most intelligent way where you're only eating like nothing but beans or nothing but rice or something like that, or, whatever. If you're not doing it, that's when EAAs and BCA supplements can have some more utility. But if you are a regular omnivore that gets a wide variety of, high quality protein sources. Fish, whey,
chicken,
steak, eggs, dairy,
crab legs.
Yeah, you do all of that. Lobster. You do all of those things.
I think it's like I want to like lobster. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated.
It can be.
I think it's too expensive.
So,
it's overrated.
Yeah. Focus on high quality sources overall. Sorry for all the questions. No. Don't apologize for having too many questions, because we got yelled at last week for not answering supplement questions. So keep the supplement questions going.
Did y'all think he overreacted, or do you think that he was being fine? Because I thought he was a little saucy. He was a little saucy last year.
Where were you guys? We were here last Thursday.
We were here last Thursday, but not on
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So that could actually answer everything, because we used to come on Wednesdays, then we stopped, and then we did Thursdays, and then I had a couple of tests and things.
Yeah, now we're back. Well, Wednesday. What are we going to do next week? We're doing Wednesday or Thursday next week. What work day?
I'm off work on Wednesday. Do you want to do it on Wednesday or on Thursday?
Let's do it on Wednesday if you're off work on Wednesday.
I'm off work on Wednesday. Y'all, here's the thing. It's a PSAT, and teachers are supposed to give it, except I wrote 12 letters of recommendations for juniors to get into college, and they sent me an email, and the email, you know how you can read part of an email without opening it? And it was from college advising, and they were like, you are receiving this email because, and I thought, oh, I did something wrong. I have to write another letter of recommendation. So I didn't read it for like a while. I was like, I ain't reading that one. That's a bad one. I don't want to read bad email. Finally, I was like, fine. So I read it. It's like, you are receiving this email because you don't have to do anything on Wednesday. So everybody else has to come to school for a half a day, except me. Oh, so good. That's what I get for writing good letters of recommendation. And I had to tell a kid no, that I wouldn't write him a letter of recommendation. It was awkward because I was like, I only write honest letters of recommendation. Yeah. You don't want me to write a letter of recommendation for you. Yeah.
Oh, that final point, Brooke, you don't have to apologize for the questions, but you do have to apologize for not complimenting my hair. You said Sandy's hair was looking fabulous. Mine, apparently.
I cut his hair, and he cuts my hair.
I'm going to go put it back under a hat now.
Did you know that?
Robbie infected me.
That's what I thought, too. I was convinced. When he like, responded like that, I was like, how hard would it have been for you to simply say, excuse me, Park, why don't you just ask nicely? Instead of being snappy and telling me how to do my job. But instead of doing that, he was like, well, F you. You can just sign up. You don't even have to listen to me. And I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
That's annoying. Writes the body of his emails on the subject. Yeah, that is obnoxious. Well, he's just too lazy to copy and paste it. The subject lines are meant to be concise.
What you doing later? And then you click it and there's nothing inside.
Yes. 5-minute corner of shame.
Hilarious.
I see the dosage of NAC ranging a lot. Any recommendations? I do 1,200 milligrams a day.
Do you?
Yes.
Is that what you stick in my mouth? That sounded gross. Speaking of which, I'd like to say something about the girls and boys at my school. Okay, so boys are starting to do something where they're getting nasty with the girls, and they're like saying things to the girls. Yes, I'm a teacher. And the boys are starting to say things to the girls that are like making them uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, sexual innuendos and stuff, right? And you know what the girls are doing? The girls are like, I'm like, what? Say something back to him. Look him in the eye and be like, shut your dirty mouth. Don't you talk to me like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, And like one guy told a girl, he was like, man. And they're in high school. Like, it's not like they're big bad guys. Like, they're like little high school boys. Anyway, and he looked at a girl, he was like, man, the stuff I would do to you, like, if I had the chance. And I would have looked him in the eye and been like, why don't you tell me about it right now in front of everybody? Tell everybody. What would you do, big boy? He'd be like, I'm like, that's what I thought. You lost any shot you might have had with me by showing me what a douche you are. Like, I would have called them out. And so I was having this conversation. So like all the girls got called together and our guidance counselor was like, okay, guys, well, she's like a dean, but she was like, if boys talk to you inappropriately, you need to tell us because you were being sexually harassed. And so it's like, okay. And then I was like, yeah, and you should tell them off, but like, you should tell them off yourself. You don't need, I mean, like, sure, tell whatever, but like, you need to look them in the eye and be like, shit, you're not going to talk to me. I was like, I mean, but like, here's the problem I'm having. I'm having a problem with the girls. I'm having a problem with the girls. The girls are like, well, I said, okay, let's practice. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now. Ooh, girlfriend, your butt look good in those pants. What do you say to me? And they were like,
thank you. Oh.
Right. And they were like, I was like, okay, you're laughing. You're making me think that you like it. Like, have you no, come on, say something. They're like, I don't want to be rude. I was like, I'm sorry, did you say you don't want to be rude to the guy? that was being crass with you. You don't want to be rude to the guy. You want to be nice. I was like, it's not like you're being mean. You're calling him out and telling him to treat you right. How is that bad? Ladies, time out. I just want to say
$5 donation. Thank you, Brooke.
No, I just want to say I have never been sexually harassed. Okay. And let's just say that maybe the reason is because I done look at people. I'm like, excuse you. What did maybe I have, I don't know. I probably stopped them in the moment. Also, maybe men just aren't attracted to me because at my other school, all the other teachers got hit on by dads during open house and I never did. Not like I wanted to get hit on by dads, but I thought that was weird because all the other teachers were like, yeah, like I always get hit on. I was like, I never get hit on. I was like, but I think when I open my mouth and I start talking, I kind of like, I don't know. I'm not very sexy, which I'm okay with because I'm a teacher. That's gross. But yeah. And I remember like one time I met a guy at the University of Michigan and I was getting introduced to like the professors or whatever. And then one of the professors was like an old man and he kind of like, he smiled at me like this. And I went, like, no shot here, sir. Sir, no shot here. You just back off, you old man. Psh. Yeah, I think they are. I think they're trying to be nice.
Any taste test or salacious tales while I think of more questions? Yes, we do. So
we do.
JoJo sent me this delicious bottle of Eagle Rare 10-year-old bourbon from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. So it's made not. He didn't pick this up at the Buffalo Trace Distillery. He picked this up at a liquor store in Florida.
Okay.
But Eagle Rare is one of the products made by the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It is a 10-year-old bourbon. It is 90 proof. It is made from the same mash bill as regular Buffalo Trace.
That's like the recipe.
Yes. So
I learned that.
This is, all right, so 90 proof mash bill number 1. We have Buffalo Trace. This is 10 years old. Regular Buffalo Trace, I think, is around the 7 to 8 year old.
So range. This is better than Buffalo Trace.
Should be. Both of these were like budget bourbons. Like you could usually find this on the shelf for like 35 or 40 bucks 5 years ago. Good luck. This was 50 bucks. Good luck finding this on the store shelf now or most Buffalo Trace products. We can still I can find a handle of Buffalo Trace for a decent price here. And it's really good. It is a great sipping whiskey. It goes well in old fashions, but I like higher proof stuff in an old fashioned.
Every time he orders a Buffalo Trace, they're like, we don't have that.
Yeah, so I figured we could taste this. We owe JoJo a nice.
The color's gorgeous. Am I the only one that thinks that's an interesting color? It's gorgeous.
Deep amber color.
Give us some bourbon.
I'll go grab the Buffalo Trace. We can do a side by side comparison.
I'm gonna take a sip though. I'm gonna take a sip.
Okay, go ahead.
It smells good, but a little bit like rubbing alcohol.
Well, that's your first sip of the day, too.
That's really smooth. That's really good. And the aftertaste is warm, and it's warm like a fire. I like it. I could just sip that guy. I could sip of that.
Yeah. So we've got Buffalo Trace right here. And Devin was keen enough watching us that he noticed we still have the stickers. The last week when we were sipping, I said, yeah, because I hand wash them also. I'll rinse the inside and wash the top and everything, but I don't do
We hand wash everything. It's just the two of us and Sophia. I mean, I guess I'll say Sophia, but she's like a kid, so she doesn't really count.
She's not a real person.
And like, she's not a real person. But like, we never run our dishwasher ever. We hand wash everything. Because I would always rinse anyways before I put it in the dishwasher. So what's the big deal of adding a little stuff of soap? Yeah, my facial expression is very obvious. I tell people exactly what I think about them by my face. So that's why I just want you to know I have to like all my students. Because if I don't, it comes out.
The smell on this is fantastic.
Yeah. He's getting really into this.
I know. Like this one, all right, so smell of Buffalo Trace?
Okay. This smells better.
It smells a little bit lighter. This one, that smells richer and thicker.
Oh, yeah. Actually, this one does smell. That was good. Good job, Robert. I'm usually not impressed with your abilities to, like, taste test.
Apparently not.
I always think I'm better than you at that, actually.
You're not.
Did I emasculate you? I don't want to do that.
It's fine.
Boys don't like that. I was telling that to somebody. I was like, boys don't like to be emasculated. Don't do that. There's a woman and she was like, well, I tried asking for marriage counseling for my husband and he didn't want to go. He said I could go. I'm like, of course he doesn't want to go because it's emasculating. Like he doesn't want to go to some random person and talk about his issues with you. Like that's embarrassing.
I get apple. Do you taste apple when
you always get weird cinnamon with the tinge of cardamom. There's no cardamom or cinnamon or apple.
I get apple.
Okay. I just tasted good.
I tasted apple.
Okay. I really like this one.
I know, Eagle Rare is really good.
It has a good aftertaste. Okay, give me some of that.
It doesn't last as long on the palate.
It doesn't last as long.
Yeah, so take that sip and watch how...
It doesn't have a longer tail.
Yeah, this one's got longer legs.
Is that what it is? You're right.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It goes away the second it goes in my mouth. It's like poof.
Yeah,
it's like a magic trick. Poof.
Yeah.
It's gone.
This one hangs, man.
That lingers. That's what I'm saying. It reminds me of
good.
like cozying up next to a nice warm fire because it's like, this is a great sipper.
Yeah, just good luck finding it.
Oh, okay. Well, you can make me old fashions with it.
Same here. My hips lie in my feet.
It's bad.
Classic.
It's
Okay.
bad.
I'm going to throw one more bourbon into the mix here. It'll be the Russell's Reserve 10-year. So it's another 10-year-old bourbon.
Does it have the same mash bill?
No, it's a different mash bill, and it's from a different distillery.
Well, then why are we comparing it? It's like literally nothing.
It's a 90 proof 10-year bourbon.
Okay, it's a 90 proof 10-year bourbon. Okay, so here's what we want to do. When the world's not crazy anymore, we want to do the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. We want to do a bourbon trail. I want to go on vacation drinking all across America. Well, to be fair, really just the Appalachians, right? That's what I'm really talking about. But I think it's a good idea, and I think it'd be so much fun. We can go and try different distilleries and then different restaurants.
Definitely. Okay, so Russell's Reserve 10-year. So this is a 10-year-old bourbon, 90 proof, just like the Eagle Rare.
Okay.
You can always find this on the shelf for $30. Good luck finding this, unless you live in...
Are they the
weird
same
place.
price?
This is $30 usually. This used to be $30, 35. Now it's like 40
I'm
to
gonna
50.
laugh if it's actually 30 and JoJo was like, it's 50.
Well, hey, I mean, I can't find it here. And you go on secondary prices and it's 60.
It's okay,
to 100.
JoJo. You can make a buck off us. It's okay.
All right. Here is the Russell's Reserve.
I don't smell anything. Okay, I smell something. Okay.
That's going to have probably
They never smell good. They
different
smell like
profile.
alcohol. Let's be honest.
Okay, but here we go. They hand-select barrels after at least 10 years of aging, resulting in a bourbon that delivers a balance of rich, spicy vanilla flavors. Their experience guarantees yours.
Okay, well, okay. Let's say. Okay. Ew. I don't like the aftertaste. And the aftertaste hits you after it goes away. It does a poof magic trick like this and then lingers, but not like a ooh, but like a ugh. Go for it. These are better.
I think this is a higher rye mash bill. That's why.
I like rye. I like the peppery taste, but that's like, it punches you in the face, then it goes away, and then it comes back with a vengeance. Wait a second. It's coming for you.
Yeah, it does.
Ah! Did it hit
So
you?
this one, you get like a smokier kind of note to it, too.
Let me talk about that. Can I just tell you something? I'm sitting there going to a beer place, and they're like, we have this smoked beer, and smoked scotch. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. And then I eat it, I drink it, and I'm like, it tastes like someone blew smoke in my mouth. That's a horrible, horrible sensation. Why do people like the sensation of smoky whatever? I don't know why and I was this close to ordering a dessert the other day that was like a smoky s'mores made with like, they like infused, the bowl, and then they put the bowl on top of the marshmallow and stuff. And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, wait, what am I saying?
I've had that with an old fashioned.
I don't like smoky things.
It's disgusting.
It tastes like someone's going,
old fashioned. It's repulsive.
yeah, they're blowing cigar smoke like in my mouth. And I'm
Okay,
like,
try that again and then go back to the Russells and see.
this
So
smells
that's
amazing.
the Eagle Rare. Yeah.
It smells like chocolate. Wait, did that just happen?
Go back and taste it. Because sometimes going back to back tasting things can alter how you taste
That's
it. Too.
weird. God, this is so good, y'all. It's caramelly. It doesn't have anything weird. It doesn't punch you in the face with nastiness. That stuff's good. Eagle Rare?
Eagle Rare. Yeah.
Kentucky bourbon. Can we see it on our tour? Are we going to do a tour?
Of Buffalo Trace Distillery, yeah.
Of-
We'll see Buffalo Trace, we'll see Eagle Rare, we'll see Blanton's, we'll see a bunch of stuff.
Can I ask a stupid question? What was it? The Jack Daniels distillery is in a dry county where you can't drink it. Are we allowed to drink at all these places?
Mhm.
How do you know? What if Kentucky is like, no alcohol's allowed, don't
Well,
drink?
at the distillery you can drink.
That's not necessarily true. I heard that. Nah, we good.
I'll let you have the rest of the Eagle Rare.
I'll
That
take the
is
Eagle Rare.
So good.
Yeah.
JoJo, huge thank you. Thank you for finding that and sending it over here.
JoJo was a man who thought he was a soldier. Am I the only one that thinks of that song? Get back to where you once belong. Get back, JoJo.
Yes, Chris. I will be going to the Apollon thing.
He's gone for a whole week, and I'm calling in for reinforcements to help me with the piglet.
Yeah, I'm taking 2 days to drive up, hang out there 2 days, and 2 days to drive back.
And then listen to what we do the night he comes back. I'm so excited. We already got our tickets, and I'm going to take off work the next morning, and so is Martha, and Brandon Shuffleberger's thinking about it too. So it's called the Funkin' Sour. And so all of these fancy restaurants in the Austin area team up with a brewery or a winery or a cidery, and they make a dish, and they have a beer or a wine or something that pairs together. And it's $100, but it's for all night, and you just go and get anything you want. And Brandon said it best. He said, I'm going to be pickier on what I drink. Like, they pour you a ton.
Oh, yeah, I usually dump out half of the stuff.
There's like 30 different booths, all with alcohol and food. And I'm like, dude, I can't be that.
And I can't stand sour beers.
I love sour beers. But let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna be like, this ain't good. Dump. Because I can't, I'm going to get toasted. I always get toasted. It's so fun, though.
Just make it happen, Chris. Make it happen.
Do it. Where are you from, Chris? Where does he live? How far away is it?
I'm going to guess, I don't know.
Does that make me cool, wife? Because I'm letting him go.
Well, there was actually, I think on the Final Scoop this past Saturday, there were some comments saying that I should just stay home and you should go because I'm the boring one. You're the looks and I'm just the big-eyed dork.
You're so sweet. None of that's true, though.
I was on the phone with Mike at Condemned Lives today, actually. We're still vetting some different manufacturers because the one that we were getting ready to run everything with, there's been some complications. So we are going to be... I'm got a phone call with 2 other manufacturers, one here in Dallas tomorrow, and another in Florida. Yeah.
I feel like all of that production stuff stopped. Like,
yeah, there's
I guess that's what happens.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what happens with manufacturing and stuff.
It can with contract manufacturers like that. Yeah.
Oh,
especially with like the supply chain issues and all the shit that's going on right now with everything. It's yeah. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Yeah, come up and meet us, Chris. You are dang awesome, Sam.
You're awesome, Chris. I like that your first comment all the time is boom, because that sounds like something I would do. Because every time I see my students, I'm like, boom! Do it! Do a carpool. Do it.
Chris, if you see any Eagle Rare in Pittsburgh, buy it and I will reimburse you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good when we say we're going to pay you back. We pay you back.
There we go. Let's do it. Chris,
get clearance. Do it. Tell your wife to come visit me down in Austin. Yeah. I'll show her such a good time. Then I'll get her tickets to the Funkin' Sour, and she can go with me.
Or she can have my ticket.
She can have his ticket because he doesn't like sour beers.
I'll stay up in
so he literally doesn't drink like any of the beers because almost all of them are sour. And I just want to say for the record, I think Berliner Weiss is the best beer in the world. When we go, okay, so there's this, what's it called? Pause Ports. What's it called?
Yeah, Barks for Beers.
Barks for Beers. So something like 30 or 40 breweries in the Austin area. Did you just ask if there's 30 or 40 breweries in the Austin area? Why, yes, there are. Don't you want to live here? So anyways, they get together and then they say, okay, you can have a free beer at our place and we'll give you a stamp. And so you pay $30 for this little, I don't know, passport thing. And you go to, and you get one free beer at all the locations. And anytime I see a Berliner Weiss on the menu, I'm like, done! Suck it to me! And I hate it when all I have is IPA. I'm like, do you know that you're gross? Do you know that it's like Vegemite? Vegemite is gross. IPAs are gross. You just like them. There's a difference. You know what else is like that? Oysters on the half shell. I love oysters on the half shell. But let's be honest, the first time you eat it, you're like, oh, it tastes like a loogie. It does taste like a loogie, but it's a refreshing loogie, and I like it.
Just wanted to make sure I say thank you for the stream. Thank you for always tuning in.
Thank you, Brooke. You're the best. We're buddies.
Will do, Chris. Will do. It's 5 o'clock. Do you want to cover the last topic of conversation, or do you want to?
Do you want to go there?
I feel like we should.
I feel like we should too. Have you guys heard about Urban Meyer?
I touched on it with Justin.
Are you upset? Are your panties in a twist? You have to show me the video though, because I can't have an opinion until I see the video.
Yeah.
It's like those people that say they don't like the book. Oh my God! Please don't tell me he actually said, "I'm sorry."
I'm sure he issued a public apology or something. Cool. Of course. I mean, that's what we have to do these days.
Now, was she dancing on him, or was she just dancing and he like attacked her? I want to see it.
No, it's not like he grabbed her and said,
"Okay,
bump and grind on me, honey."
Let me see. I gotta see it.
7-second video, and this took place at the Urban Meyer Chop House. So it's not
at
even
a restaurant.
A strip club.
At a restaurant. Yeah. Did you lose it?
I think I did.
Robert lost it, so let's just do it again. You have to type it in again.
There we go. All right, let's go. Here we go.
All right, show me.
Okay. Focus.
Why does this go viral?
Despite the Jaguars not playing today, the team's coach is still making headlines. News for Jack Sports anchor Cole Pepper joins us. Cole, Urban Meyer is getting a lot of unwanted attention.
No doubt about that, and it's all because of a 7-second video that was posted to social media last night showing Meyer at what appears to be the Urban Meyer Chop House in Columbus, Ohio. This video of Meyer, apparently taken at his restaurant in Columbus, shows a woman, not his wife, getting up close and personal. The video has been viewed over 500,000 times on Twitter alone. The Jaguars say that they will have no comment on the video today.
Okay, wait. What am I looking at? What? And people are mad about that?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all for being happily married, but that was weird. I don't like there was no. That's between him and his wife. I mean, I don't understand, and that wasn't even that bad. Like I don't understand how people can pick and choose when to be moral and when not to. We actually waited to have sex till we were married. I have a right to be moral, and I think that shit was fine. Was it fine if he did it? Probably not. But do I know her? I mean, at our wedding, on that dance floor, we were nowhere near each other. By the way, we were dancing in completely different friend groups. I don't even know who you were with. I was with Casein. Casein? That's the band fraternity. If you watch Drumline, that's my people. Okay, so anyways, who are you hanging out with?
I was mingling, mostly talking.
With like Bucola or
well, that and like the karate
sister.
school people,
Yeah.
Joe and Kyle.
I was dancing all night. So anyways, I was dancing all night with other people, and it was fine. And so that's what you do. It was fine. It's New Orleans. But I don't understand why everybody's making such a big deal about it. Like, it's not even...
Well, the thing is, so I'm not very tuned into the NFL this season. The only reason I saw this, I was sitting at a bar and grill working yesterday, and they had all the TVs on.
I can't believe this is headlines.
And this was all ESPN was talking about. They have afternoon shows, like 30-minute afternoon shows, and so it was 4 hours
like PTI
of these different pundits giving their opinion on this and like doing the finger wagging at Urban Meyer.
Did no one say...
They didn't have the sound or the subtitles on.
Did
so
anyone go... And
my whole thing is like this is all feigned outrage, and I understand that the current socio-political climate that everything is in, that you can't.
That lady was willingly doing her thing, and she was enjoying herself.
Did she
and
grab?
he was okay with it.
Did he grab her by the hips and say, "Get over here"?
And he was okay. And I know that he's married, but
right.
I just
again, that's between.
It's not illegal.
That doesn't affect anything in the Jaguars locker room. Now, granted, they're 0-4, and he's at this nightclub. But maybe it's on an off night after a football game or something. Either way, two consenting adults doing what the hell
they want to do. Because let me tell you something. Yeah. I'm a big opponent of like strip clubs for number one reason is I think it's gross because like guys be licking you and then you go to the next guy and then it's like saliva and you didn't even wipe yourself off between guys. That's so gross. So anyways, I'm just like, I'd be like, oh, so let me just wipe.
Well, if you think about it, rewind this 20, 30, 40 years ago, you're telling me people like Aikman, Irvin, Jimmy Johnson weren't going up in like some CD joints and having Deion Sanders.
And I'm not saying I'm against morals, but what I'm saying is like, so all these people that are all up in arms, did you not go to a strip club for your bachelor party? Did you not go to anybody's bachelor party at a strip club? Like, you're so full of poo. You're such a freaking hypocrite. You guys are, if you're actually moral, then I would actually let you have a stand on this. None y'all people shut your faces. You know that you're fine with it. You just don't want to get caught. Like, I think that's crap. Oh, I hate that. Like, I prefer honesty. I prefer someone to be like, yeah, I did that the other day. Like, yeah, you know what to do. Like, I had a cheating hardness where we talked about cheating, and I had a senior go, can we just talk? I was like, yeah, I want you to talk. He's like, cheated this morning. I was like, all right, good to know. They all cheat. So it's like, I'd rather you just be honest than try to fake it. And so like this whole like, I'm outraged. I'm like, are you? Are you outraged?
Yeah.
You're so full of poo. No, you're not. Other people might be. You're not. And I think you're okay.
Word.
So I just hate that. I hate that.
Agreed.
And I don't think he has to apologize. That's his private business. Like that's his own business.
Yeah. Apparently he got a tongue lashing from the owner, but the owner says
saying do it in private. That's what the owner was saying.
Well,
don't do it in public.
The owner gave him a thing. He said Urban and I have resolved it. I believe he is serious in his regret, or he's whatever the word is.
That's your business.
Yeah, I don't trust the guy any further than I could throw him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't trust him because I think
Well, he's just
I think he lies.
Yeah.
In general.
He's just like a skeezy
I'm
character.
too sick to keep coaching. I'm ready to coach.
Yeah.
Are you? You just didn't want to be in the SEC. I'm too sick to coach. I'm ready to coach.
Yeah, that's all
The
he does.
NFL. Are you?
So he's a good football coach. He did great at things at Florida. He did great things at Ohio State. And
Let me tell you something.
and
All
this
great
other
people
stuff.
got something wrong with them. All great people got something wrong with them.
Not this guy.
Yeah.
Actually, I do know what's wrong with me.
Your toes!
No, I'm pointing to it.
Yeah, that's why you beat me with your forehead the other day, the back of your head. You know what's really funny too is that you don't know this, but at the back of his head, there's a bone that's like a knob. What do you call it? You call it something.
My brain just poking out my brain.
No, you call it something.
The knob.
The knob.
Okay.
Yeah, he calls it the knob. And he has like a bone.
It's a
And
protrusion.
I'll be damned if that's not what hit me in the nose the other day. I was going forward and he was going backwards at the same time. And we were like, whatcha? And I was like, oh! Yeah, that happened.
There we go.
Yeah.
Man, the truth and average is all going right. Yeah.
I
And
mean-
like earlier I said today on Bourbon Bros, I'm not condoning what he did.
No, but I'm angry
that's
at all
between
the
him and his wife.
Yeah.
So like his wife should be the one outraged. Marcus Spears, Paul Feinbaum,
Not my
the rest of
business.
The douchebags on ESPN. It's all feigned outrage. They don't give two
Yeah,
shits about
it's
this.
feigned outrage.
They're
I
doing
hate
it
fake.
to push the narrative and the virtue signaling and all that crap. So
I hate stuff like that. And the simple truth is, it really is not. Like, I tell my students, when you get married, I think this is important for you to know. When you have marital issues, the only one you need to talk to is your spouse.
YouTube up. Your spouse.
I don't even think necessarily a marriage. Like, it's the more you talk to your friends about your marriage, the more it's just going to make it worse. It is between you and your husband. It is between you and your wife. You figure it out because no other relationship will ever look like yours. No other couple will ever be like yours, ever on history, ever. No one has ever been y'all up until now, all the millions and billions of people that have lived, and no one ever will be y'all. So your relationship really shouldn't look like anybody else's relationship. You do what works for y'all two. That's what being a relationship is. And so it's none of our business. It's not my business what Urban Meyer, I'm getting all satisfied, whatever. It's not my business what he does with his wife. Or not with his wife, with other women, whatever. You know, he should be outraged.
Preach,
None of your
sister.
business. He should be. He and his wife should be like, this ain't your business. You apologize to me.
Just like Hillary Clinton standing by Bill.
I wouldn't
Defending
stand by
her man.
you. I'm gonna tell you right now, you cheated on me. I wouldn't stand by you.
There's no evidence he cheated.
I would just
He
say,
just did a little.
if you did,
shake,
I wouldn't
shake,
stand by
shake.
you. And he knows that.
Shake your booty.
Shake, shake, shake.
That's all she was doing.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty.
See?
Shake your booty.
Uh,
Shake. Shake,
All right, last call
Shake.
for questions,
Shake.
guys. Otherwise, Sandy's got to go get the halfling.
shake,
Or if you
Shake.
want to go, I can answer these last two if
Shake.
you need to go.
shake. Oh, yeah. Should I just go?
Yeah, you can do
You
that.
know what? I almost did. If you don't pick her up right at 6, you get charged.
Yeah.
A fine.
Yes.
I was this close. Okay, so I'm going to go because there's traffic.
All
Bye,
right.
honey.
Bye. Thank you. That was consensual, by the way. All right. Keep any comments, questions. I've never done this solo, so we're going to see what the hell happens. All right. I do chaos and a high stim pre every day. What's your thoughts on adrenal fatigue? It's largely overblown. It's not an actual condition in any way, shape, or form. I would say you have developed a tolerance and a dependency on caffeine, most likely. That's what I would say, Wheats. That's what high stim pre are you using every day, and how hard is your training that you need to do? Like, what's your training schedule look like? That would be my first question. What's your training like? What's your sleep like? Why do you need so much caffeine during the day? Adrenal fatigue, like there's all these nondescript symptoms that you could probably find for if you got the flu or if you had a sinus infection or some other shit like that. But it's gonna be like low energy, brain fog, lackadaisical nature, and all these other kind of just amorphous things that there's whatever it means. So no, do I think you have adrenal fatigue? No, I would say you're probably maybe looking into your nutrition. You could be low in a few micronutrients, maybe some B vitamins, magnesium, things like that. Protein intake could be a little low. Sleep could be insufficient. Stress could be too much, hence the over-reliance on caffeine. If you're taking caffeine late in the day, that by very definition is going to impact your sleep quality. You know, what's your overall diet, training, life situation look like? But no, adrenal fatigue, no, there's no such thing. You're not gonna you're not gonna take coffee and stimulants and all this other stuff, and your adrenals aren't gonna go, fuck it, I'm done. I'm cashing out. I quit life. That's not how the adrenal glands work. you can develop a tolerance and a dependency, and you habituate to the effects of caffeine, thereby needing to constantly up the dose, which is why we start using things like nootropics, adaptogens to help kind of curb how much caffeine you actually need to take on a day to get that mental productivity going. But no, I don't think adrenal fatigue is a myth. Lucas would say there's no such thing as adrenal fatigue, and he would be correct, Brooke. Lucas and I agree eye to eye on that. People need to find a hobby besides picking apart people on the internet. Agreed. Bye, Sandy. Bye, Chris. Double Impact V2, Assassin V7, El Jefe, around 2 months in and feeling no sides, diet better than ever, sleeps definitely insufficient. Okay, that's where I would first start to look. What time of day? I guess we can talk about this more offline if you want to, if you don't want to get into all of it here. But, what time are you going to bed? Is there something preventing you from falling asleep at night or not feeling as restful? Maybe start scaling back how much, maybe start scaling back to half a dose of chaos and half a scoop of your pre-workout and stack a non-stim pump in there if you're still looking to get efficacious dosages of citrulline, nitrosogene, beta-alanine, all that kind of good stuff. Look at those kind of things, and that might help. I wouldn't say you're killing yourself, but you're definitely taxing the receptors and making them down-regulating some of their sensitivity to it. So that's why I don't think you should be using super aggressive, high stim pre-workouts each and every day. I'm not going to use overtime every single day of the week just because I like to get that euphoria when I take these products. Or I'm not going to take, Assassin every day or Hooligan every day. Any other exotic stim, Hypermax, I'm not going to take that every day. I'm going to rotate between some caffeine-only pre-workouts, some exotic stim pre-workouts. I don't ever use the exact same pre-workout or a whole week of a ton of super high-end exotic stimulant pre-workouts each day. Thank you. You're welcome. Even nootropics, there'll be certain days, Saturdays and Sundays typically, I don't have any nootropics. I usually just have coffee in the morning if I do something, or a late morning I'll have some coffee if it's an off day from training. If I know it's gonna be a long podcast on the final scoop on Saturdays, then I will have a nootropic, but those nootropics will typically be included in my pre-workout, if anything. Brooke, I think First Form has an adrenal fatigue supplement. Glaxon might be having a caffeine detox thing. Yeah, Justin told me about the C-tox or caffeine detox thing. I don't know exactly, though, what's in it. I haven't talked to Joey or Michael at Glaxon in a week or two, so I'm not really sure what they got cooking on the caffeine detox thing. I started to look into some of that a little bit last year from some kind of pre-workout reset thing. That could just be not you actually reset your receptors, but a collection of adaptogens and other botanicals that help maybe clear out your receptors and clear out the caffeine a little bit quicker and help the pre-workout hit harder, where you take a week off caffeine and use this thing. It kind of replenishes everything and helps clear out some stuff. I'm really curious to see what Joey's got working because he's super sharp and he always knows what's going on there. Let me see what's in the First Form adrenal fatigue thing while we got. That's a good question, bro. First Form adrenal restore. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Adrenal restore. All right, fancy marketing copy. Fancy marketing copy. Ingredients here. Whew. Okay, 2 capsules, 60 servings. I guess you could take this twice a day, so you're getting 30 servings. I'm very underwhelmed by the profile overall. Rhodiola, I like to see a minimum of 300 milligrams of that, depending on the standardization of it. Go-To Cola is anywhere between 500 to 750 milligrams a day. There's a couple of studies, I think, using around 150 to 250, but that's for cardiovascular benefit, nothing about adrenal support or anything like that. It does have anti-stress, anti-fatigue properties, improves cognition, those kind of things. Ashwagandha, again, a super low dose of that. Schisandra berry, a super low dose of that. DMAE, you need between 750 to 850 milligrams. That's a choline relative that supports acetylcholine production in the body. overall, I'm very, very underwhelmed by this product. But that goes along with a lot of the First Form stuff. I was looking at their green supplement earlier today. That's another massively overpriced thing that it sells well, and they're making millions of dollars, so they don't have to listen to me. But good grief, let's put something that actually works. Thank you, First Form. Yes, absolutely. First Form one is absolutely mostly hype, and people's belief that they need to reset their receptors. Where you just get some more sleep, take a little bit of break from the stims and everything else. Wheats. By the way, rest in peace, George Peterson. Yeah, I saw that. I'm not really familiar with his bodybuilding career, but I did see Nick Strength and Power uploaded a video on remembering George Peterson. I haven't actually watched it yet, though. Brooke, any chance for hints of a guest on the Final Scoop? No definitive guests yet, although Lucas and I were talking today about possibly increasing the number of episodes we're doing in a week. So we keep the normal Saturday crew as is, and then we put in a bonus episode during the week. And that one will be the one we have for guests. So that's what we're toying around with that idea. I need to talk to Robbie and Shane a little bit more and see what their availability is to record another episode during the week and see when we can do that. The solid profile on that one. I need to order a bottle of that. Like I told you offline that I would. Good. We will do that. We're trying to figure out the day, the time. We need to start lining up guests. So if you guys have any requests for guests you'd like to see our panel of prognosticators meet with, feel free to drop them in the comments below or shoot me an email. thesupplementengineer@gmail.com. Did I hear about the Star Wars Hotel? No, I haven't. Is this going to be a new resort at Disney? I'm assuming. Star Wars Hotel. Yeah, a new Walt Disney Resort. Come live your very own Star Wars journey during a 2-night immersive adventure at Walt Disney World Resort near Orlando. Damn, that sounds awesome. As a huge Star Wars nerd of the original trilogy, the prequels, and the actual sequels to Star Wars, which are the Legends series of books, not the bullshit that Disney put out, 7, 8, and 9, we're going to disavow those. It would be awesome to go and sit in one of these, do like the Cantina Band kind of thing or any of that. That would be freaking awesome. Very cool. How far are you from Disney World too, Brooke? Morphogen, Ben, Galaxon would love them as guests. Yes. I feel like Ben or Joey and Michael from Galaxon would definitely be a good first fit for the episodes. Lucas has a bunch of connections that I don't even know. Like, he's big in Europe, so he's got all these European connections of brands that I've even never discussed face-to-face with. So if we could get some more reach into the European market, I think would be great too. And Shane knows damn near everybody in the industry just because he's got the major news source on the website. I know you love Star Wars. That's lovely. Yeah. Unabashed Star Wars nerd, and we've shown the Halfling episodes 4, 5, and 6. So New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Strangely enough, her favorite character is Darth Vader. I'm not sure what that says about her personality or where she's going to be going in life. Only an hour and a half from Disney. That's awesome. It would take us probably 20 hours driving from Austin to get there. I know when we were a kid and we were driving from New Orleans, it was about 12 hours nonstop. It's completely immersive. Well, the first time we ever went to Disney, I was 9 years old. And we stayed at the Polynesian Resort, which was kind of like the Hawaiian theme one. After that, we stayed at Shades of Green because my dad worked for the Army Corps of Engineers in New Orleans, so he got the government employee discount. So we stayed at Shades of Green, which was kind of the federal property there. Vader's misunderstood. Absolutely, yeah. Well, that like the 7, 8, 9 basically undid everything. The whole purpose of the original trilogy, Anakin's sacrifice or his transformation from the boy, and his redemption and the Return of the Jedi and all that stuff. So that's why just Disney can go screw themselves for what they did to Star Wars. I'll just leave it at that. I might be bringing my lightsaber then. I'll bring my lightsaber to the Disney Star Wars Resort. I'm sure it's going to be at some obscenely expensive amount of money even for a 2-night stay. It's going to be god-awfully expensive. Rogue One was good. Rogue One was a very good Star Wars movie. And then 7, 8, 9 come out. And it basically undermines the whole sacrifice that the rebels made because it acted like nothing ever happened. And then they neutered Luke Skywalker and made him into this sniveling. Oh God, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Yeah. Obscenely expensive yard. Did they list a price yet for the 2-night commitment? I'm on the website right now. Let me see. The Halcyon Star Cruisers, the jewel of the Chandrila Star Line. Departure and return information. I want to know how much it costs. Let's go to start planning. Does that there? October 28th. Parks and tickets. Just tell me how much the damn thing costs. $4 or $5. Mini fridge, hair dryer. $1,200 per guest per night. Holy shit. Holy shit. No, thank you. I love Star Wars. I don't know if I love it that much. Maybe it's an anniversary or birthday present to myself. Good grief. 4 guests per cabin, $749 a night. I mean, that's a little bit more bearable, but shit, $1,200 a hotel night? That's pricey. That's pricey. One had a version where they survive. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised about that. They usually have they shoot a couple of endings with the different movies. Book of Boba will be airing. I don't know. I have not followed any of the Disney Star Wars, the mini series since they've kind of started whoring everything out. I really haven't. I've kind of given up on it, and I'm just I end the movies of Star Wars. I ended at Return of the Jedi, and then I just pick up with the Truce at Baccarat and all of the other books in the Legend series that take place after that. I think I read some more. Base 1675 per verse, and then it goes up. Yeah, it's $12.09 on that site that I just saw there. Obscene. You return the sheets for that. No, we actually did not return the sheets. Sandy said she wanted to keep them as a reminder of her stupidity and never to be duped into listening to a radio ad again. So, yeah, no. No, I haven't seen The Mandalorian. My brother said it's good. Then again, Philip the Great also wasn't as peeved with the 7, 8, and 9 as I was. So maybe he was. He just didn't let on as if he was. But no, it will be a long time before I give Disney any more of my money for the shit they pulled with ruining Star Wars. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off. I've got a few more things to do for work for the afternoon. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. You guys have any more comments, questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Shoot me an email, supplementengineer@gmail.com, and we'll see you Saturday for the final scoop. Bye.